Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. And today's video is when you get kidnapped while they're abroad. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. The city was a blur of neon lights and unfamiliar sounds outside your window. You were supposed to be here with them, a temporary member of the team assigned to a joint agency mission in a bustling foreign capital. The plan was simple: provide support from a secure location, while Bakugo and Kirishima handle the direct threat. But plans, you've learned, are fragile things. The last thing you remember was the abrupt, violent shove against the back of your head, the sickening crunch of something hard hitting your skull, and the cold, unyielding floor of a van. Now hours, or maybe even days later, you're on a floor that's just as cold, but slick with dampness. Your head throbs with a persistent, dizzying ache, and a sharp white-hot pain radiates from your side. You press your hand to the spot, wincing at the sticky warmth that covers your fingers. The dim light from a single grimy bulb overhead reveals a deep gash, crudely bandaged with what looks like a torn strip of cloth. They didn't just knock you out. Instead, they broke you. A wave of agony washes over you as a low growl of thunder echoes outside. You close your eyes, trying to focus on anything else. The memory of Kirishima's easy laugh, the fierce protective scowl on Bakugo's face when he said goodbye. You told them you'd be fine, that you'd stay put, that you'd be safe. A gruff voice from the shadows breaks the silence. "You're a stubborn one, aren't you? Wouldn't give up your partner's location. Foolish." You don't reply, simply turning your face away. You would die before you betrayed them. "We have your heroes right where we want them," he continues, his voice dripping with cruelty. "But don't worry, he'll get to see them one last time before it's all over." A sob catches in your throat. You didn't want to die here. Not like this. Not without a fight. Far above, on the rooftop of a skyscraper, Kirishima's hardened arm smashes through a window. He lands in a crouch, his eyes scanning the empty room. "This is it, man," he mutters into his earpiece, his voice strained. "The intel said this was the place, but it's empty." Bakugo's voice crackles back, a low, dangerous rumble. "Then the intel was garbage. The last signal from their comms was a few blocks from here. I'm going to find them." "Bakugo, wait," Kirishima calls, but the line goes dead. He knows better than to follow. Bakugo is a force of nature, but his anger could get them both killed. He has to trust his friend and stick to the plan. He follows around the building, descending through multiple stairwells and service tunnels. Suddenly, a loud boom shakes the building. The power flickers and then cuts out completely. Kirishima curses under his breath, his comms going silent. Bakugo's reckless. Kirishima has to find him before he gets himself killed. In the darkness, you hear a new sound. It's not thunder, and it's not the man from the shadows. It's a low, crackling static, the unmistakable buzz of a quirk, and then a voice, a familiar, angry voice. "You're going to pay for this, you bastard." Kirishima finds Bakugo in a small, crammed room, a pile of unconscious thugs at his feet. "Katsuki, where are they?" Kirishima shouts, his own quirk activated. Bakugo's eyes were wild. "I don't know, Shiria. I blew open every door, but they're not here." "Hey, Katsuki, calm down. The comms are out, we're on our own. Think, where would they hide them?" Bakugo snarls, but his eyes dart around the room. He notices a rusted metal door in the corner, almost hidden in the shadows. "It's the only place they could be in," he grunts. Kirishima doesn't hesitate. He rushes forward, his hardened arm raised, and smashes the door open. The sound of metal twisting on its hinges was deafening. A gasp escapes his lips when he sees you lying there, motionless, on the floor. Kirishima, get back. I've got this. No, I'm not going to leave them. Not again. Bakugo stops, his shoulders slumping slightly. Fine, but if they're not breathing, I'm blowing this place to smithereens. You hear them, a jumbled mix of angry curses and worried whispers. You try to speak, to tell them that you're okay, but all you manage was a choked wheeze. They're alive, Katsuki. They're alive. Kirishima's voice was filled with relief, and you feel a gentle hand on your shoulder. Hey, it's okay. You're safe now. A second hand, rough and warm, cups your cheek. Hey, Lion. A voice says, softer than you'd ever heard it. I told you to stay put, you dumb idiot. Now look at you. You managed to crack open one eye. It was Bakugo. He was furious, his eyes blazing, but there's a different emotion in his expression, something that you couldn't quite decipher. Fear. Kirishima was a blur of red, his fingers feeling for a pulse on your neck. We've got to get them out of here, now. They're losing too much blood. Bakugo's hands were shaking as he carefully lifts you into his arms. Don't you dare die on me, he whispers, his voice raw. You hear me? You promised me you'd be fine. You feel a tear slide down your cheek. It's not yours. It was Bakugo's. You press your face into his chest, the familiar scent of smoke and burnt sugar, a comforting balm to your pain. I'm sorry, you manage to whisper. Don't be sorry, Kirishima says, his voice thick with emotion. You're a hero. You did good. The last thing you see before the darkness takes over was Kirishima's face, his eyes shining with unshed tears, and Bakugo's determined drawl. You're safe. They came for you, and you're finally home. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you like this video. Basically, do tell me in the comments if you want a part 2 of this. I didn't want to make it very long, but if some of you want a part 2, I'll try to make one, and yeah. Thank you guys for listening, and goodbye!